Okay, cool. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Null slash Geo is. So I don't think we need to do the introduction. So, all right. So what's up? What are we doing?
So, I I like. All right, give me 8 seconds to think about exactly what happened in these matches.
Okay.
All right, so I think I realized that I pretty much only get hit by Kadorn when I like mess up tech skill or something, so I don't worry about getting hit. But it's more
Right. Like he's
that
not approaching very much.
I like create a super hard puzzle to go forward every time, and I don't know, I don't try to bait things out in neutral. I exclusively just like try to do like the 4-step plan to read a defensive option every time.
Okay, which is what?
It'd be like run forward, stand for a certain amount of time, and then like guess exactly when he's gonna do like an air or like jump, and then read
Mm-hmm.
that or something.
So is this like an anti-Kadoran lesson or just an
No, no.
anti-Marth lesson?
I was just this made it very obvious because I exclusively get hit by like doing something too committal to read a defensive option.
Okay, okay.
So it just made it obvious.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I guess we'll just go over it and see what we come up with. We'll talk about situations as they come up. Okay, so let's see. What was the... I don't think this was bad necessarily. You just were like slightly slow on your reaction. Like, it was just that you were... It was like... This was... So you basically weren't ready enough for him to... Oh, sorry. It's not on stream for people. Okay, so... Let's see, I'll just replay the situation. So basically, when this happened, you weren't ready enough so for him to do his option. So it's kind of like when... It's kind of like in this spot, where like... Right here, where he spot dodges... He thought you were gonna go for like the grab or something, and it's like because you weren't ready to punish this, even though this is like a reactable thing, you're too far away to really get to it. And so that's what happens here too. Is he does commit to this dash in, but like you were not. So the thing is if a Marth is really good, they're not gonna want to go past this line in general, because. If you drill me and I'm Marth and I'm right under this corner of the platform, I get to ledge, and so you can't combo me from here. So I'm not gonna really want to go past this. So you have to kind of be aware that they're not really like they don't really want to cross that line. It like Marth does not want to approach you like under this platform. Like this, I've talked with Cody about this a lot. This is the strongest position for Fox in the matchup on triplat stages. Is right here under this inner edge of the platform, because you get the combo this way, you get the edge guard this way, you get the jump over center, you get the edge of the platform, you get the top platform, everything like that. So basically, you just weren't ready enough for this to happen, so he got you with like an incredibly simple bait of just like go to this position, and then Fox really wants me to come to center, and then I go back to corner. And you just have to be like, you have to recognize that like you're looking, like if you look at it too much of like I'm reacting to him running in or whatever, like running in is not an inactionable state, you know? If he wave dashed in, you could have done it, but he's still able to move around. And so if you think about like his intentions, you know, you have to think about which positions Marth wants. You have to really see this matchup from the Marth perspective to start understanding like what to do as Fox, because he doesn't want to go here. You know, because he could get drilled.
From that perspective, it's like pretty clear that that was what he was going to do.
At least it's clear that like you probably shouldn't bite. Like you basically bit at like a really obvious thing where like he didn't like. Of course, he doesn't want to push to center. He wants like the Marth's idea when they're here and you're here is to poke out into this area, which he does, and then kind of, you know, Zane won't do this wave dash back. Zane will just dash back into the corner here. So Zane would do like dash in, dash out, dash in, dash out, dash in, and then try to get you to bite around here, and then he'll go all the way back into the corner and pivot grab your nair or whatever you did to try to do right here. So that's just like a really, really common situation. And like your goal is to get him either to read him doing his corner stuff, And drill is fine here because as long as you drill grab after this, but it's like your goal is to kind of get him to either come out of the corner, and you can do that with lasers, or to like hard read some option in the corner. Generally, you're not going to do that when you're both at these percents because like obviously shine doesn't work in the corner. So if he gets his shield out at any point here and forward throws like at a too low of a percent. And if you up throw, he's just going to DI in, and then when you up air, he'll DI out, and then, come back to the corner. Like, you're not going to get a lot out of that. So it's like, your goal is to get Marth out of there, not... Because you're basically doing a down air at his front door, and then he just opened his front door and killed you. or grabbed you, at least. You ended up being fine. So obviously, this is rough. You did a really good job staying enough in the corner that he whiffed here, and you get this, okay... Okay, that happens. And you just get... I think you just get grabbed because you missed it. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, that was just you missing your combo. This is just still his combo. Okay, good DI. I really, really hate up throw back air against Marth. I just think you should, like, literally never do it.
Really?
Yeah. I just... This is my personal opinion, but I've never seen it, like, work out well. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, God.
So, like, I do see this idea here, and if you've hit this enough times on Kadoran, then just don't. Just ignore me. But, like, generally in the matchup, up throw back air, Marth will just DI down. Like, he has no reason to, like... this will hit him if he survival DIs the back air. But there's no reason for him to ever survival DI the back air. He'll always, like, even if he's at like a little higher percent, he'll just DI down, because then as long as he can make himself falling like this and you're over here and you have to approach horizontally, he has like a fair while falling. So it works out for you here, but like it's like if you had gotten an up air here, he would have DI'd over here and you could have done a full hop nair and then you could have gotten like a whole thing. And obviously this back air has no purpose. Not a good idea to do that. Dude.
What is with this?
The Slippy is just freaking out. Okay, let's hope it continues to normal in a second. Okay. Okay, so look at that. Notice that it literally, he's gonna DI down and away, and you don't get anything ever. And like, yeah, I guess you got a tech chase here, but I don't see the value of doing that over the up air. Because like, it's basically... As long as you mix up the timing on the up air, it's not super easy to hit the DI every time. And I think once you're at these percents, the up throw sends him high enough up that when you miss the up air, like if he SDIs the up air, you still have a shark. Whereas like at the lower percents, he'll just literally like kill you if he SDIs out.
Yeah.
Okay, that was really good. Good play in the corner. Okay.
Man, I should have double jumped back, but whatever.
Okay. Yeah, so like right here, like there wasn't any intention here. It was strictly like, okay, I dash dance, you did this, which was fine, and then you just go for the running shine there and like just turn off your brain. And it's like your goal should be to like play against the highest level version of Marth in your head that you can imagine for practice. In tournament, obviously punish all of Kadoran's stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But like in practice, your goal needs to be to play for the outplay. And this is not an outplay. This is a guess. Completely like a guess.
Yeah.
And also, it's a running shine guess in a position where running shine gets you nothing. Like at all. The only thing you'll get out of this is if he shields this shine, which is pretty rare for Marth to like shield a raw running shine.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're gonna do something there, maybe drill or nair even, probably drill, go for like a drill grab. But it just looks like, remember, this is his home, This is his home because this is the up tilt over and over. Like if he stands right here, he gets this annoying backwards up tilt over and over. And then if you go over here, he just does walk tipper, or he does like forward air, forward smash, or whatever. He loves fighting under this platform. So it's like, So it's like, if you think about this, and it's like, all right, he really notice how hard he's fighting for this position. Why are you not fighting equally as hard for your own strong position right here? You know?
I just run into his every time.
Yeah, you're going into his strong position, and it's like, so if you were very afraid of his aggression, it would make more sense why you're kind of like panicking out of your position. But like you said, you don't feel threatened at all by his aggression, because he doesn't have a lot of aggressive options, and Marth doesn't either, you know. But Kadoran especially is more defensive as a player, so it's like, if you're in a position and you're not afraid of someone approaching you, then like, why are you leaving your strong position? You know, you can be doing stuff like full hop, double jump away, you know, trying to bait some stuff. Dashing into like this area is really good, because think about it, if he tries to grab you here and you drill, that is a wave shine to the edge of the stage.
Yeah.
So that's a scary spot for him to grab in. And so you want to kind of get him out here. But as soon as you go over here, the game has changed. Because, you know, if he down throws, you'll tech right here, and he gets his down throw traps. If he up tilts, he gets this. You know, it all goes down here really fast.
My shine doesn't even work anymore.
And your shine, that's what I was going to say, your shine doesn't work. So a lot of times, like, drill won't work, because you'll like drill his shield and he'll just jump, and then your shine hits him or something, and he just grabs ledge. Or it's just, it really, or like you drill him and he buffers roll and the shine hits and he just goes to ledge. Or all kinds of things can happen that you don't want to happen. So it's like, if you have a strong position over here, no reason to fight in his strong position, especially with a move that won't work, because this is risking your life for nothing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're risking your life to punch him in the arm. And like, look at it, you're landing all your aerials in his best possible spacing. So of course when he lands this in his sweet spot, he's going to be in this great position, and then you end up fighting him in the corner instead of resetting, and you're just like, dude, I really want to win this scramble. And it's like, whoa, calm down. Like, why? You need damage on Marth before you're going to do anything, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, what if this shine hit? This isn't Falco, you know? Like, if you hit with this shine, what if? It would
just goes away and nothing happens.
You're never going to get anything. There's literally nothing in the game you can even get off of that. And you're risking this forward air forward smash, and then you end up in this edge guard situation. Okay, so this was not bad. I think you cornered yourself a little bit too much here, because you got in your strongest position. The only thing Marth can do to try to hit you here is to dash attack. And it's like, if you're afraid of this dash attack here, why not just go to the platform, you know? Or dash back, dash in, but you dash back with like a laser, and it's like, if I was Falco, this wouldn't be that bad of a plan. And if the thing is, it's not a horrible plan, maybe, but this is like, you wouldn't want to spawn in this position.
Yeah.
You know? So it's in like, general, if you had a choice to maintain this under platform position, and you didn't. So, okay, so this is good. Good. I would have up aired there, but it's like the back air is consistent, but it's consistently worse than the upper.
Yeah.
Okay. And like, look at the position. Look at the difference when you hit him in your strong position. You hit him exactly in your position. Like, this time it was him, where you went into your nice strong position underneath this platform, you know, because you tech still. But this is still like, ooh, this is like your zone. He doesn't quite have you in the corner yet. I think he moves in because he wants you to go back a little bit, and then he does have his corner position rather than this like off center. Like, off center is so strong. But you catch him right here in this off center position, and of course, because you have all this stage to run on after the nair, you can just kill him. Mm-hmm. It's like, this position is just insane, like, all the time.
Yeah, it really is, actually.
I don't like the ledge stall against Marth while Marth is invincible.
I died for it a decent amount. Even
on FD, it's like, FD is probably the best stage for it, because you can't run away on platforms. But like, it's like, if you're shielding on a platform, he doesn't, and he's on the ground, so like, a lot of times I like to wait on the ground, and then as soon as Marth comes to the ground, I double jump up to the plat really quick. And it's like, or just pick like a random plat mix-up and then shield. He doesn't have a lot of ways to deal with that, whereas like you're doing a ledge stall, you're saying like, hey, go for the down tilt, and maybe I'll mess up and I'll give you the stock for free. And and that's the thing is, even if you get your successful ledge stall, he's not a character. It's not like, he did some really bad option. He gets a free poke and he can dash back, he can do dash back after down tilt even on your best ledge dash. So it's really putting yourself in a bad spot for no reason there. Like, look at that. Like, he's completely risk-free, and you actually get opened up out of it anyway, and you should have died.
I still might.
Okay, that was a good drill grab. Okay, notice this is good because you caught him dash dancing. You're like, wait a minute, you're playing dash dance neutral in center stage. You're not even in your little hidey hole over here. And so you do a good job by you push into center, and it's like, the thing is, this down air, the trouble with this down air is that it is a little bit of your, like, hard read down air stuff. The thing is like, you're not putting yourself in a position that looks tantalizing for Marth to try to hit you. And, like, this is what Mango's Fox is really good at, is that he's really good at making it look like he's gonna go in. And it's like, this is nothing super special about Mango. He is simply moving his Fox into positions that look more threatening. And so, okay, so here's the thing to keep in mind. Marth's options are all really high commitment. All of them. Nair's like the lowest commitment, and even then, there's definitely a commitment there. Like, at the very least, like a time commitment, where it takes a while to Nair, and Fox can be doing something during that time. And so, Marth has, like, a higher threshold to swing than other characters, like, say, Fox. So, like, if you're playing a Fox, and you do this little dash dance you're doing, this is probably enough in the Ditto to get Fox to swing at you, to try to drill you, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so you might be used to this dash dance being good enough, but as the Marth, this dash dance is like, you're not directly threatening. Like, you want to get the majority of your openings from Marth doing, let's say, an early fair, and then you nair him out of it, or he down tilts and you drill him out of it, stuff like that. You really, like, the more openings you get out of, like, a raw Marth dash dance, the more gambly you're playing, or, like, I should say, the more, like, hard ready you're playing, kind of. And the thing is, like, this is a tough matchup, and to do well against Marth in tournament, you should be trying to quickly get a handle on the Marth's habits and start hitting them out of their dash dance. But just in general, like, the more times you hit them not as, like, a whiff punish, they were still trying to wait, and you hit them out of their waiting, The only time I would say that it's totally fine is, like, when they're really close to you, and you, like, insta-drill in, and then you catch them dashing back. Like, that's obviously different, Because the Marth, like, doesn't want to swing in scrambles, obviously. Because if he swings in scrambles, he gets wave dash out of shield punished. So it's like, that is something to keep in mind. Marth has a higher threshold to swing than you might expect. And especially as the Marth, if you play this enough as Marth, it feels like the Fox, it doesn't feel like, oh man, like, I have this big sword, I feel really powerful. What it feels like is, man, Fox is really fast, and he's trying to get me to swing. So you're trying really hard not to be baited by the Fox to swing, because there are very swingy Marths. I'm sure you've played, like, Quaff before. Not to single... Quaff is my buddy, not to single him out, but, like, he's the type of Marth where you just do one little movement, and he, like, will kind of freak out and throw out a move, and then you just punish him for the up tilt, or the nair, or the fair, or whatever, And so it's like, the better the Marths get, the better they get at being like, nope, like, that's not enough to convince me to swing, I'm the careful Marth. And so, because of that, you can allow yourself more danger than you would against maybe just his raw spacing in general. Mm-hmm. So, like, you might be in a position where, like, yes, his sword can hit you, but as long as you are only in that position where his sword can hit you for a very short time, he can't really react to that without becoming the type of Marth who swings at everything,
And that's way easier to play against.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if he's swinging everything, you win the game. And
Yeah.
so it's like he wants to not swing, and because of that, because of his carefulness to swing, you can create a lot of like false negatives for him, where it's like he's kicking himself of like, oh, like, because he doesn't want to be tricked into swinging, but then he'll be like, oh, dude, I should have swung there, and you don't really give a lot of those. You don't really give a lot of like, I totally should have swung but I didn't moments, and that creates like a feeling of like, okay, like, I'm safe, I just have to figure out when the fox is going to commit to me and then swing. And so that makes it a lot easier to like watch for certain body language or timing habits. Body language as in like the way your fox is moving, body language or like timing habits, and then just use that information to determine when the fox is coming in. Whereas like when the fox is really, really good at this matchup, it feels like there's no way to tell because the fox just keeps making you feel like an idiot for not swinging. And then when you finally do swing, it's usually like fox has only been in your threat range for like quarter-second intervals. And so a lot of times, when you do swing, it's the wrong time to swing, and then fox will hit you. So I would really like to see a lot more long dash-ins. Like long dash-in, dash-back. It's like you really need to like extend much further into your dash dances than you think you do. And I think that might be a big part of the issue in general, where it feels like you're kind of doing nothing and then you hard commit. And it's because you don't have, like, when you're thinking of soft commits, you're thinking of, like, fade back drill, whereas the Fox's soft commits are his dash dance. Strictly, like I said, because, like, it feels like, well, if I dash into right here, right now, I could get random grabbed, and I could get random short hop fared, like the instant fair. But both of those moves lead to whatever combo you want if Marth misses them.
Yeah.
And so, because you are the faster character on the ground, and you don't have to commit as much, and Marth does, you need to abuse that. And by not abusing it, you, like, basically are completely getting rid of the few advantages Fox actually has in this matchup.
And that leads to me having to just hard read him every time I want to hit him.
Right, and the other advantage to moving in closer on your dash dance is that when you do decide to commit, you can basically sneak closer to him without triggering his like automatic defense system where he'll throw out a move. Mm-hmm. And so because you basically are creating a neutral game in which he cannot swing at you when you get closer than you were before, it also increases your ability to do cross-up options. Because if you're dashing in here, and he's like, dude, I'm tired of Fox like getting uncomfortably close to me and then dashing away, so he might try to dash back, and that's when you get the down tilts, the cross-up drills, the cross-up grabs, stuff like that, cross-up shine. Mm-hmm. So yeah, notice that there wasn't a threat before that. It was still fine, but obviously the matchup is way easier when he's doing this, compared to you drilling him out of his dash dance. And once again, what kind of pressure are you creating by going in here? Like, there is no pressure here. It's like, you're just not going to get a lot. You can kind of do like a full hop pressure here where you like either land or fall through. But otherwise, like, once he's out of this space, it's kind of like you lost. You lost your advantage, and you have to admit that you're kind of in neutral again, and Marth struggles to get out of the corner and just kind of keep him there and like watch his stuff. But like, committing against Marth in the corner is, generally not considered the best idea ever. And this is like, do not allow yourself to be in a bad position when your invincibility ends. Like, you do this back air, and it's like, fine, you read him full hopping, you were wrong. Give it up, short hop back over here to your strong position. Because by going for this back air, you're not invincible here, If he had dash danced, you were dead, and suddenly, it's the Kadoran comeback special. Okay. So now you're kind of in neutral. Once again, look at the position you're fighting in. Even though you won this position, there's no reason to fight here, ever. Like, in a position where you're doing this back air and he could have just dash dance grabbed you. It's like, at some point you're going to have to give a risk, you know? But you want these to be risks that you have decided, not risks that just sort of come up because he's there, you know? And it's like, dude, look at the difference between these two positions of, like, you back air him here, and it's like, okay, what could have happened here is he could have slid off this platform, or he'll grab ledge. You're not going to get anything off of that. And it's like, yeah, you go for the read on him trying to go for, like, ledge here, but even if you hit this dash attack, he still has his jump. There's not a lot of stuff you can do when he goes to, like, double jump to ledge here. Whereas when you hit him with this nair, you have this big stage in front of you, and he's in a horrible spot. And now you got him at the forward throw, and you got him in this edge guard. Yep, and he's dead. And that's why that position is so much stronger. Yeah. So, okay, so right here, I don't know why you're doing, like, nairs and stuff here, but anyway. So you just go to ledge again, and it's kind of like, this is okay. Doing this double jump to here is fine as long as you're, like, invincible doing it. It's kind of the same thing as before where you convince him to go here and then, you know. But, so that works out fine. Okay, good. Okay, good job on the forward throw. I like this. Yeah, there's probably better things you could have done, but the forward throw is totally fine. I don't know what happens there. Okay, anyway. So we're back at the important part of the lesson, which is you're here and he's here. This is just naturally how every time the neutral will reset. Even if people, like, it's funny because you'll watch sets and it's like, even if people don't know about this, where, like, Fox goes here and Marth goes here, and this is true on every stage, even if you don't know about this, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Like, everyone...
I mean, it happened right now. I wasn't thinking about
like,
that. Like,
everyone plays to these positions, even when they don't know it, because it's just the strongest. And so, okay, so you're doing this. Okay, so this is fine. No reason to be doing this laser. You're giving up control of your neutral for 2 damage.
Yeah.
Like... So you're here, this is good. So you do this. You can actually punish this with a drill, like a dash back, dash in drill, or dash back, dash in grab or something, but I totally understand not wanting to. It's basically like, if you hard read that fair, you can do it, and otherwise you can't. So it's totally fine to be safe here. This is a bad position for him. He has left his house. He's in the zone where Shine will murder him. And he's in landing lag. So it's like, even if you're not going to punish this with an attack, you need to at least punish this with a threat. Like, you're positive on frames here. It's kind of like if you lasered someone with Falco, where it's like, you might not have enough frames to reach them, but you definitely have enough frames to dash in and make them panic, you know? So, like, it's like what you want is, like, Marth can hard read you and hit you out of any situation ever. So what you want is it to be that when he's wrong on that hard read, he gets bodied. Because if you think about that, like, as long as you're hitting reasonably hard, if he's hard reading you and every time he's wrong he gets hit and he only gets a reward when he's right completely, it doesn't give him good motivation to do it, which is why Kadoran didn't immediately, like, fair up tilt here, you know? Because it's a bad idea, even if it would hit you and you were trying to approach him. So there's no reason to do this laser. This is, like, literally a laser that you're like, give me 3 seconds, I don't feel like playing the game. And so you put yourself in a bad spot and you land 1 laser instead of doing anything here. You could have done anything to play neutral that would have been better. And you just do a double laser. Okay, fine, whatever. But that was bad. So you end up in your nice spot. This was, like, a really clever way for you to sneak into this good position. You're like, aha, I'm in a good spot here. And then you do your little cross stage combo thing. Okay, do this. Wait, so why did you up throw?
I think I don't know, I thought maybe I was just on level 14 in my mind and just was like, oh, he's gonna DI for a forward throw, so if I up air, or if I could up throw up air and just shark as he falls. I don't know, right now I forward throw, but I'm sure in my head I thought I was on some giant range. Okay.
I think forward throw is usually better here, but it's up to you.
I would always do forward through here. I don't know why I didn't.
Mm-hmm. And then, like I was gonna say, that when you back air here, this is the end of your combo. I can almost guarantee you will not land another hit of this combo. Oh, yep. You got a shark out of it, but... Whereas him being off stage, which would have come from the forward throw, is a lot scarier for him. Okay. Game number 2. We're definitely getting through some interesting stuff, though. Okay. So, same concepts here. You have a bit more center stage that you can play in. This is obviously why Marth is an advantage, because, like, instead of having your nice little sweet spot where you have your shine, the side plat, and the top plat, there's no top plat, you know? And so, like, you don't have that nice extra escape. And so a lot of your full hop options into the center don't matter. And so this stage is just rougher in general. Okay, so he just hard reads you with his dash attack. That's totally fine. This will happen every now and then. Okay. Okay. That's fine. That happened. Okay, attacking into center. That worked. Okay, good. Dead. Okay. So, remember...
Yeah.
When you have that feeling that, like, now I should approach, that is the exact... Like, your opponent will also kind of get that feeling because they can feel it. And so what you want to do is, it's kind of like, okay, we're chilling, and then you're like, oh, I feel it coming, you know, like, I feel like, you know, the quick draw on the duel coming up, where I'm gonna try to hit him, and it's like, you want to use that, like, communicated tension between you, like that shared tension. You want to capitalize on that to do a dash-in bait, not a real attack.
Yeah.
So, like, right here, it's like, if you had instead, you know, done another dash dance, he might not have whiffed this, but you would have still been in a totally fine position. And then as soon as you whiff it, you go back, you don't keep fighting over here, and then you're like, oh, I'm still in a good position over here. So it's like a risk-free bait, almost.
That was the bad player back air, but it worked. That was the really bad player back air. It didn't matter. But...
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, good. Good. Okay, good. The forward throw is so good.
Yeah, I love that.
Can't do anything. So this was fine. This was okay. The thing is, you really don't want to be here, but you ended up here. You know, so it's like, okay, so playing neutral out of this is fine. But dude, look at these dash dances are like, I think this is actually probably a problem because you just played Kadoran so much, is that these dash dances work against Kadoran. Is like, if you give no information, Kadoran will eventually run across the screen and go for something like silly. So it's like, you need to be giving off more info in your dash dance. So it's like, you've reached the level of your dash dance where it is ambiguous, which is better than being obvious. So some people, they do this thing where, like, you can really tell in their dash dance when they're going to be, like, approaching out of it. And so with you, you don't have that. You've reached the level of ambiguity with your dash dance, which is, like, the first step. The second step is to be very unambiguous with your dash dance and be lying. So it's like, you need your dash dance, and you, like, watch Mango's Fox for this, because he's probably the best Fox at it, or one of the best. Like, him, me, and, like, Crush, probably. Is, like, we're really good at being like, this is totally what I'm going to do, my intentions are very obvious, you can see what I'm spacing for, you can see what I'm thinking, and it's literally all a lie. And you don't really have that. You don't really lie with your dash dance very much. It's very much like a, well, if I say nothing, you can't know what I'm thinking, you know? And it's like, you really want to be able to, like, mislead him more with these dash dances. So that's why I said long dash in. Practice doing more long dash in. It's fine to do long dash in and then long dash back and then do this for a second and then long dash in, long dash back. Those are fine. but you need some, like, doing the ambiguous dash dance is fine as, like, a placeholder, but it's, like, a very empty placeholder, you know? It's just kind of there, it's not accomplishing anything, and it's, like, the better player you are, the more time, if you're in grounded neutral, you want your time to be spent efficiently. The better you get, the more you'll be able to use your time dash dancing on the ground to manipulate, confuse, and beat your opponent. Whereas doing these dash dances is what's okay, but it's not active. It's very, like, filler. Oh, this is way better. So notice the difference between these dash dances, and these worked, but still. Like, this worked, but this worked, but it's just because it's Gnoran, and you knew his approach timing already.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a very, and you catch him here, but watch this dash dance. So you dash in, you dash back here. So the one thing is, you know that he goes for, like, these spot dodges. So I would say maybe, and in general, like, you can catch Marth on these spot dodges a lot. So I would just say, when you do this first dash back here, just be ready to react to the spot dodge. Marth is almost never going to get, like, wave shined and then dash attack out, or, like, attack out. It's almost always going to be, like, a defensive option. So you just have to be, like, ready for it. If you're gonna make the decision of, like, oh, I'm a little slow, I don't want to actually fully commit to this wave shine, then you need to at least be ready for his spot dodge. But anyway, so you do this, and then you see, so, oh man, this is so much better. Oh my gosh, that's stupid Slippy. But than the previous one. So look, so you do this little short dash dance, and so he's scared here. So you're doing this short dash dance, but you're kind of moving backwards. And then this is where it all goes downhill. Like, it was great for a second, because look at this. You're like, boom, boom. So you do this long dash in, long dash back, and then you do these kind of, like, stuttered. Like, notice how, like, the length of your dash in and dash back are different here.
Yeah.
And it's creating, like, a more interesting spacing where it's like, I'm dashing in all the time, and yet I'm retreating. You know, and you can do this and create a very interesting effect. But then, like, look at how many frames you actually dash in here for at the end. Like, it's no wonder that he almost avoided it, because you gave him an hour to respond to that. And it's like, that is why these long dash ins are useful, because right here, right here, if you're right here, right before you dash, if you do a little dash back here, and then maybe another long dash in, like, he has no stage left, you know? You can kind of panic him into the corner if you're going for the corner pressure here. I'm just more talking about the dash dances in general. And you win the mix-up with the Nair, but it's like, yeah, once again, I was looking at it too right here as like, okay, you dashed in a certain length. Like, you went past about here. And I know that whenever you dash past about here, this is not your neutral. Your little neutral dash dance looks like about this. And so if I was playing you with my Marth, I would watch for this dash in. I would be like, oh, he crossed this line. The chances of you dashing to, like, here and then continuing to dash dance are literally 0 based on your current play. And so as a Marth right here, I would be incredibly confident that you were about to approach me and attack me, and I most likely would have tried to dash grab you here. And I might have gotten hit by this Nair, but still. So yeah, he tries to dash back grab. And the thing is, you get the hit. And you get the hit because the thing is, well, you could have gotten the hit and something else. You won the mix-up on the Nair drift, but you didn't win the mix-up on the dash dances. He knew your exact timing of approach on your dash dance. So basically, like, he had you cornered in the mix-up and then lost, like, the final piece of it. Because you overcommitted to that dash in. So it's like, when you do a forward movement, a dash in, it needs to be a lie, like, way more often. Whereas, like, it's very obvious when you're just chilling, or it's like chilling versus unreactable approach, and it's like, that's good as, like, a baseline, but you really need to be able to manipulate him, you know? like, the difference between telling a really good lie and just avoiding the topic and hoping no one brings it up is, like, astronomical.
Yeah. That makes sense.
The thing with these lasers is, like, they feel like good old nothing, where you're like, let me get a little bit of damage. They're just bad. Like,
Yeah.
just don't do these. Okay. Once again, be very careful fighting in the Marth zone. But, yeah. Well, okay. And the thing is with this is that, like, you did a good job here of faking the approach. Right here. You faked the approach. But you faked the approach with an option that's super committed.
Yeah.
So it's like, is he approaching? No. But is he vulnerable right in front of me? Yeah.
Yeah, I do that way too. I do reads where it's like, if he doesn't pay attention, it just works anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, that exact, like, idea you did would have been fantastic with a dash. Like, if you had, instead of doing this jump fade back here, jump fade back in Marth's face is basically never works.
Just so you can grab whatever drift they do. So.
Yeah, exactly. So when you do this, like, let's say instead of this jump, you dashed to this exact position, and then dashed back, and watch. The thing is, when you do your, like, long dash in, you need to be, like, extra, like, looking. It's kind of like when you full hop, and you're extra looking for them to, like, throw out a move that you can punish with your full hop. It needs to be the same way. Every time you do a long dash in, dash back, because you risked yourself, you played a move. Like, you put something on the table. You need to be ready for him to respond to that. So every time you do, like, a fake big dash in, your eyes should be like, did this one work? Did he swing? Did I get something? And just be ready to, like, react as quickly as possible to that situation coming up. So it's like, yeah, if you had done this exact thing, and it's funny because he had whiffed, so you could have probably done, like, a late nair and actually like attacked his shield or something, you know?
I, like, try to win another mix-up for no reason.
Right, and the thing is that you might just not have seen that, like, it was kind of a really bad grab, so you probably just didn't see it coming and it was hard to react to. That's fine. But the perfect thing to do here is to dash in, dash back, because he's gonna be like, what if he's gonna think that you're gonna punish him, but late. So he'll be like, so you can use that. Like, once again, it's like, you can't get a punish, but you can punish his position by getting a good threat out of it for free. And so, yeah, if you had dashed in here instead of this, into this same position, that would be really threatening, and you could probably get him to dash back, and then you do a little dash back here, and then he does this, and you get, you know, a running nair here. Or a dash nair. Once again, though, what was the short hop? Like, you know, like, what does that do?
I was at the exact
All
same
it does is, like, this short hop is basically, like, a really long spot dodge, like a double spot dodge that's vulnerable the whole time.
so nothing.
Yeah, like, it doesn't do anything, because the only way this would possibly work is if Marth somehow dashed directly into your back air, or your move, you know, or your drill. And this is kind of like the Kadoran special, where, like, spacies are so complicated that a lot of times people will end up overcomplicating their game plan. And there's so many good moves that you're like, oh, I need to do these empty short hops. And it's like, no, you know, you can play even simpler than Kadoran. You can literally just dash around and wait for him to whiff. Fox is actually, like, better at that than Marth. Like, Fox is, like, insanely good at just dash dancing and doing literally nothing. Like, watch Zane's Fox, you know? That's all he does, is he just dash dances forever. And it's pretty hard to deal with. Like, Fox is really strong about that. And so it's like Kadoran is playing only to, like, 4 options ever, and he's making sure that those 4 options are at least effective. And so you need to make sure that your options are just as effective. And, like, this again, dude, like, you really need to stop overcommitting on your invincibility.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is great, but, like, you're now out of invincibility. You know, it doesn't just go forever. And I'm surprised this habit isn't beaten out of you by Mango, considering he's the best in the world at punishing the end of invincibility.
Yeah. Maybe I just don't do it against him. I don't know.
But yeah, because this is just like...
Yeah, it's happened like 4 times.
Yeah, where you're just like you just keep going, and it's like it only lasts 2 seconds, you know? And so it's like, you didn't even lose neutral here, but you lost your stock. You just lost a whole stock because...
Doing absolutely nothing.
Doing literally nothing. Ooh, be really careful about doing this shield. Like, in the only like this is really really bad in my opinion. I would get out of here. The only Marth that you can do this against every time is LSD, because he will fare from ledge, and so you do get the shine on LSD guaranteed. But that's only for now, and there's a chance that he'll eventually adapt in like a few years. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding, but still, like this is really scary because he can unreactably differentiate between late fare here and no impact, not no impact, or I guess it is maybe no impact, but like the instant land grab, and so like he could have definitely, instead of wave landing here, just grabbed, and he probably would have killed you, and that would have been 2 stocks for free. Oh, and that was good. That was totally good. Let me see why it was good. Did you actually catch him, or did you just Kidoran him? Okay. So here's one thing, is your dashbacks are like a little too long also. Like, your dashback is only good as long as it's functional. Your dashback is not there to make you feel safe. Your dashback is to avoid his moves. So like, there's not even really a reason to be dashing back here, because like, oh, did you really expect him to be like taking the space right here and faring you? You know, like he doesn't have a move that even hits there. So like,
maybe I do that a lot. Maybe I use it as a feel safe button.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, as Fox, you don't want to feel safe. Like, you want the match to feel like, you know, they're fighting a wild animal, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it should always feel. So it's like, there's no reason to be dashing back here. If anything, this is a perfect opportunity to fight Marth in center. At 0% and he's at this is fantastic, you know? If you're just dash dancing like here, like, you know what Levin would do here? He would go long dash in, short dash back, long dash in, long dash back, long dash in, jab up smash, and he would win the game. Like, that's what Levin would have done in that exact spot. So it's like, okay, so this is good because you're doing... Notice how much better this little dash back is. This little dash back wins you neutral because you're avoiding his exact spacing. So this is when good Geo comes out. So this dash back, really bad Geo. Means nothing. Nothing. Giving up stage space for no reason when center is wide open. Wow, you went so far back. I was like, it'll end soon.
I was hoping when you press play, I was going to dash forward.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, eventually. So you do this, and then, so this is not a bad spot to stop, because you see him kind of creating space. Look at this little dash back where you're like, I just wanted to make sure I was out of the range of your move. And then you get this perfect dash forward right past his down tilt. And he actually could have shield grabbed you. So it doesn't matter.
Really?
That's, huh?
Could he really?
Yeah, look. He actually did another down tilt. I thought you got the true punish here.
I thought I did too. Oh.
Yeah. But you got it. So that's like, okay, so that's like a big thing, is like those dash backs and like your dash ins. Like, it feels like, well, I'm doing all the stuff that's important, right? Like, I'm doing the combos right and the edge guards right, and it's like, well, the fundamental, most important part of the entire game, which is dashing in and dashing back, is the part you're doing wrong. And it might be why it feels like you're doing so many good things and then losing to players worse than you, or struggling against players worse than you. And it's because, you know, you have a palace built on, you know, a horrible foundation of mud, you know, that's sliding off a cliff.
Yeah.
So it's like, I would say, I already, just coming from this, is that, like, there's obviously the little things I said about the stage positioning, because the stage positioning, like, being under the platform, it's very true on this stage too, is like, you need that to know which positions to play to, but there really is only one position you want to play to the whole time. And then you really just need to be like, ignore everything, focus on exactly my dash dance. Like, what is my dash dance doing? There needs to be this feeling that I did a long dash in, and then dashed back, and I convinced Marth to swing, and I got an opening, and it feels different. Like, when you get somebody to swing and then you hit them consciously, it feels really different from when he's dash dancing, and you're like, now, you know? It feels really different to be like, now, and then he swings, and then you're like, I was just messing with you, man, you're dead. So this dash into the corner is totally fine because you left the corner immediately. It was very clearly like a little bait. And then, but I was about to say, wow, you did a great long dash in. You know? You did a long dash in, and it makes him wave dash back. Like, you successfully made him wave dash back. What you do here is you do a long dash in, short dash back. It convinces him to go to here. Then you have now gotten back to your good positioning. Then you do a long dash forward to center, and you're still in a good spot here, and see what he does. But you do this long dash in, and I was like, oh, great job, Gio. And then you're like, ah! And it's like, in what world would he ever get hit by this? You projected it last week, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, all this good stuff you're doing doesn't matter when this is the fundamental way you played neutral, you know?
Yeah.
Even though you're beating on him, because that's how it is. Wow. Okay. I never would have hit that in a million years. Okay. So this is one of those cases where, like, you need to be really down when you jump, and he is not already immediately below you. Like, this jump is specifically so that he can dash attack or grab underneath you. And if you full hop, and you're at this point in your full hop, like, you need to full hop, or sorry, if you full hop, you need to decide to double jump away before you start falling. Because if you wait until you start falling, that is also the cue that he is waiting for to fair you. Notice that he's fairing now. Where you had time right here in your full hop, right here, you had time to see him dashing back. This is not going to be a successful full hop. And so as soon as this happens, this is when you double jump to the platform. And so the fact that you let yourself fall, now this move is gonna work. And this should basically never work because you should be double jumping away before you start falling. And that's the advantage of having that top platform. Okay, and so why do you get this opening? Do you actually bait him here, or...
I just dashed back and then I reacted to he did a really bad forward.
Okay, so you dashed back and he just commits to this. Okay, so you didn't bait him, that was just a whip.
No, I just reacted to it.
Okay. And so once again, look at this little dash forward. Like, if you just got a little more, like, if I just wish I could reach into the game and make you dash forward for like 4 more frames, and it would be an amazing neutral game. Which is, you know, the fact that that's all you have to fix is pretty good. But like right here, right? Like, dash in, you need to be turning around. Like, you're trying to turn around at his like max down tilt range. You know? But it's like, down tilt isn't gonna kill you here or anything. And it's like, he could still forward smash this, you know? So it's like, you're not really avoiding the threats that you think you're avoiding. It's like, you will avoid Marth threatening you by convincing him he has to defend himself.
Yeah.
That is what needs to happen. So it's like, because you do this little pitiful dash back, he still falls for it because he's scaredy cat. But, so look, okay, what do you think the odds are that this is going to be a long dash in and then a quick little dash back? And what do you think the odds are that you're 100% about to jump right now?
I am going to jump 1,000%.
I
know that for a fact.
And so it's like, okay, so as someone who's playing against you, that's a pretty important cue to have. Like, I could just, like, you know, I could beat you every time as Marth if I knew you were going to do that every time, you know? Like, and then, holy moly, insane freaking...
I think I'm going to blame vertical snapback and we're going to move on.
Fair enough.
Because I have no idea why else I would instant double jump.
Excellent up B. Okay. I hate when Marths do this little movement where they think they're like sick or something. Like that. They're like, oh. Like, dude. But I'd still totally do it as Marth. So, okay, let's see. This is fine because you have him in like a disadvantaged state. Like when you have him in that like that pressure zone, it's totally fine to just keep like throwing out moves. You know, I call it the tether. Like when you get within that little range of Marth, it's like just an infinite scrap that keeps repeating, and it's just keep like Fox wins the mix up there. As long as you keep doing moves, you'll just win. Dude! Like, look at this. Like, little dash dance, dash in, like, holy moly, across, like, literally, dash in the corner, and it's like, why are you even dashing back here? What is that accomplishing? You're just doing it to do it. And then you do this, and it's like, oh, is Geo intelligently taking space so that he can do a little, like, if you do here, and you go to here, and you do a little dash back, and you do a long dash in, you're taking space, you are threatening, you're doing all these things. None of this is happening, because you're just going all the way across the freaking stage. Like, all the way across. Like, all the way. Entirely. That's such... Look at that. Back air... I always say up throw back air puts Fox in a disadvantaged state.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah, like...
It hasn't worked a single time we've watched.
Like, it literally, especially against Zane, Zane just literally DIs down and away really hard, and will literally, like, get to the ground, and you're like, oh, I'm losing. Like, I'm actually negative on frame. So it's like, look, so right here, this is a perfect example of... So you're doing this little dash dance in the corner. This is fine because you're kind of cornered. And so you avoid the nair. And it's like you go in. I assume you go in at some point. Okay, so right here. Man, okay. So this is just kind of like a clash. It happens. I'm not going to go into that one too much. You were kind of in the corner and you kind of just mixed up. And dude, look at this. You're literally... in this position... What will you ever get? He's literally going
get forward aired, and that's it.
Yeah, he's literally going to land with a fair, and you will have no answer at all. You have to either dash back here or run like a moron. Oh, okay, you took run like a moron. You have chosen death, dude. Once again, look at this position. Are you gonna wave dash down? Are you gonna do like no? Like that is an approach. As soon as you have decided to make an approach, you are never lying, ever. You need to move into the space where it's very clear it's approaching time, and here he comes, and it not happen. And that needs to happen, like, at least 50-50. Like, basically, 50-50 is the max amount of aggression you are allowed. Is, like, half the time it's real, half the time it's fake. And that is, like, when you're really playing aggro. And then... That is as aggro as you can possibly get, and then the majority of the time, it'll be like 3 fakes for every 1 real one.
That's like Joey aggro.
Is the 50-50?
Or he approaches 10% of the time, but I feel like he's approaching every time.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And so it's like, okay, see this little dash back. Hey, you did it! You did it! You did a long dash back, or a long dash forward. Look at this. So like, okay, look at this. So right here... You do this. You're doing the little dash dances, and then you do this dash dance. And I was like, "Oh, Geo's definitely coming in." But you do this little dash back, and notice that you got him to jump because of
why he's facing the other way.
Because of the long dash in. And now look, you do another long dash in, but you hit him this time. I would have also said on this one, you could have faked it too, and he probably would have whiffed a back air or something. Okay, and that was fine. You just missed your combo. Got reversaled. Okay, good. Once again, these empty short hops are useless against this character completely. Like that. Like
yeah,
just dash dance menacingly, like right here. That's all you can do. Okay, you got the instant nair out of the corner, totally fine. Okay, you got him. Let's see, comes back. Yeah, see, this is more what I like in Marth's invincibility. Is something closer to like this.
I think it was all. It's definitely that it was FD down there, so I didn't want to go down.
Oh, like you actually were just like, I'm not going down until there's platform.
Yeah.
That's really funny. What's going on here? Okay, you're just... Fountain is so small, you're kind of... Yeah, even here, dude, like, notice how this feels like aggression before you approach. Like, this dash back, this long dash in, it just screams like, here he comes, right? And it's like, all you have to do right here is little dash back, dash in, and it's going to work almost every time. But look, he knows the exact timing of your approach. Because of what you did. And you got away with it because you did a cross-up fair on his shield, you know? But, like, you shouldn't really be getting away with those. And once again, like, your long dash in never leads to, like, look at, like, okay, I'm done. That's the end of the analysis. But, like, look, literally every time, like, every single time, it's not fake, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, fake big dash in. You need to literally think about only this. Only that. And the stage positioning, obviously. But, like...
That's pretty easy to incorporate that.
Yeah, the big fake dash in and not doing worthless dash backs in the corner. Like, the dash in needs to be, like, your primary thing. Marth can't really punish dash in because he doesn't have his own, like, dash in attack very often.
Yeah.
So he has trouble punishing it directly.
Grab it or, like...
Yeah, he can, like, hard read it, but, like, the thing is as long as you're successfully mixing up your dash dances, you're good. But you generally, like, want to use that dash dance to kind of, like, threaten or get closer to Marth. You don't really want to run across and just attack him.
This perfectly explains why I feel like I have to win a puzzle to hit him every time.
What do you mean?
Because every time I hit him, he knows that I'm going to hit him, and then I just need to do something that will still hit him even though he knows I'm about to.
Right. Like, you're like, well, he knows I'm coming, so I have to do, like, the trickiest mix-up of all time
it just
on
never
this.
occurs, like, he knows I'm coming, so I don't come this time.
So it's like, imagine if he didn't know when you were coming in, and then when you did, you were still that tricky. He would never take a stock, you know?
Yeah, that is true.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, this lesson turned out to be really productive. This was pretty much what I planned to talk about anyway, so it works out well that it came up so clearly in the videos.
Yeah. I'm glad, because that's, when you asked me like 2 days ago, I said, like, I feel like I can't hit him without, I don't know why I can't hit people.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire lesson was just me very clearly not knowing how to hit people.
Yeah, like, just very clearly, like, now maybe across the whole stage, maybe? You know? But, okay. So yeah, good lesson. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, peace.
All right, later.